Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast, Grow Your Brand with Amanda. And today I have with me the lovely Carol Searle. Hello, Carol.
Hi Amanda, how are you?
I'm brilliant. I'm hot. And thank you for joining me on the hottest day of the year so far, which is going to be very strange if someone's listening in the middle of winter. We're sat here boiling.
It
So
is very
you are a community and launch strategist, and we'll find out a little bit more about that as we go through the podcast. But before we start, I want to ask you some questions so I can get to know you a little bit better. So, do you have a favorite motivational song?
I do. It's got to be the all-time favorite for me is Black Eyed Peas. I've got a feeling.
Oh, I love that song. Yeah.
So bouncy, it's so loud. Well, it's loud when I play it. But yeah, it's so bouncy. How can you not want to just get up and do something?
Yeah, I don't think that's actually on the playlist. I think you're the first to mention that because there's a playlist that the company says podcast. So yeah, that is going on. I absolutely that is a really good one. That's a good one to play when you're getting ready to go out as well. And
Uh,
do you have a motivational quote?
I do. It's what if I fall? But oh my darling, what if you fly? And I just it's just it's so relevant, isn't it? Having that doubt when you're doubting yourself, oh, I better not do this because I might fail at it. But what if you don't fail? What if you actually do amazing at it?
Yeah.
Just do it and find out.
I love that because most people will lean towards, "But what if I fail?" But when you throw it back at them and say, "Oh, well, actually, what if you fly?" Yeah, that is so beautiful. I love that one. Yeah, I absolutely love that. And do you read? And if you do you have a favorite book?
I must admit I don't read as much as I used to, but I am currently reading the 10 Times Rule by Grant Cardone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just all about that what it says in the title, basically 10 times in. So anything you want to be doing in your business, 10 times it and
Yeah.
really push yourself to do even more. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's quite a lot resonating in
Yeah.
there for.
It's a good book. I always like to have a personal development book on the go and a fiction book on the go. I like psychological thrillers, but I like to have something, personal development that makes me think. And I read that one I think last year. I really quite like that. It does kind of gives you a different angle to step outside your business and apply some other principles, which is really interesting. So, thank you for that. So, on to you and your business. So. Tell me what inspired you to start it and how did your personal story shape your brand?
Hey, so yeah, so the reason why I started it was I was employed. I've had this business for about 8 years now. But when I was on maternity leave with my second child, I to reverse a bit, I was a single mum with my first child, and I struggled so much to be able to get time off for when he's sick or school events or school holidays. And so when it came to having my second child, I was on maternity leave, and I just thought, do you know what? I'm not going to go back to begging to spend time with my family, because they're the reason why I get up and do things in the first place. So yeah, so I just decided during my maternity leave, I'm not going back. I want to do something for myself, set my own rules, my own boundaries, what I love doing. I Googled admin jobs at home and found virtual assistant.
Ah,
Yeah. So I
excellent.
thought
That's so good.
sound, sounded amazing. And yeah, I've just not looked back. So yeah, started out as a virtual assistant. But the clients that I was working with, it just kind of naturally progressed into launching communities because they were like, can you help with this community side of things? Or I have this summit. Can you help with the launch of a summit or a mastermind? And I just found I absolutely loved that side. So yeah, for the last 6 years or so now, I've kind of moved over to the community and the launching strategist.
Fantastic. And I speak to so many women who have come from that place of, I don't want to beg for time off. And, a lot of us are kind of not everyone, but with a primary care for our young children, and we've got to take time off when they're sick, and we don't want to miss assemblies and stuff. And it's so frustrating because you can't be in two places at once. And I had exactly the same struggles as you. And eventually I did find a fantastic employer that let me work flexibly. And I didn't miss a school thing. And I was able to work flexibly, which was an absolute game changer for me. But I realized I was so lucky. And not everyone is that lucky. But I did have employers that were just like, yeah, no. And I walked subsequently, but I can completely understand your struggle. But how interesting that you decided, well, I'm not going to make that choice anymore. I'm going to make my own choice and create my own life. And I absolutely love that because you can do both. You can work around your young children. You can create a business that suits your family life. And, I say that in my world, like sometimes I have people on my podcast all the time, but if there's children in the background or there's pets, I'm like, no, bring them in. You do not have to hide the fact that you're a parent in my world because why should we do that? We're parents and children are the reason why we're sat here in this moment. So I think that's amazing that you did that. And I love that legacy that your children are watching you doing what you do. And when they're a little bit older and they understand, you can tell them, my girls are grown now, and I can ask them, what did you think when I did this? What did you think when I did that? And it all went by in a blink of an eye, but I don't regret any of the choices that I made, but I was one of the lucky ones to find flexibility. But you created your own, which is incredible. So, was there a turning point in your own visibility where you realized that you had to grow? And how do you feel about being visible online or even in real life?
I am actually a very, very shy and introverted person. I'm very loud, which kind of gives off this false impression that I'm really confident. But I'm really not. So in personal circumstances, I will be, if I'm with friends, I will be the person standing at the back as we walk into a building. I will be the quiet one in the group. Other people will be a lot louder and more talkative than me. If I'm in like familiar surroundings with people that I know, then I come out of my shell and you can't shut me up. But yeah, with people I don't know, I'm very, very quiet and very withdrawn and just stay in the background. And that's kind of it's kind of been the same with business as well. And so with all the like the communities and the launches, again, I'm behind the scenes. I'm supporting the clients who are out the front, but I'm just behind the scenes, advising them on what to do and supporting them um, behind behind everything. But I have realized you still need that visibility, otherwise you're not going to grow. And like I tell my clients, if you don't have an audience, if people don't see you, then who are you speaking to?
Mhm,
And how on earth do you actually expect to get work in this online world?
mhm.
So yeah, it's something I've embraced. It's something I'm leaning into. I've become a lot more visible in the online world. I do a few videos, I do a few lives. I'm posting constantly. I'm in lots of groups, getting myself out there, newsletters. I've just done two summits this month, online summits this month. So speaking. So
Fantastic.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, first ones this year doing summits and that. But yeah, so it's not something I love doing, being visible, but it's something I appreciate. If I want people to know who I am and to want to work with me, I need to make myself visible. So the
Mhm.
more I push myself, the easier it is getting.
And if you approach it gradually, and you get comfortable with one thing and you push yourself for the next thing, it does get easier. And I mean, a summit is no mean feat to do. So well done you for doing that. And it's when people hear about visibility, they think, oh, I have to stand on a stage and I have to talk live. And visibility has so many layers, and you can do it gradually, like you said, showing up in Facebook groups or showing up on social media, or you can do pre-recorded videos that you can record at your leisure in the comfort of your own home, and and post when you want to, or you can go live and make the gradual steps towards that. And one thing that I know for sure, the people that stand on stages today, the people that have mastered visibility, they weren't born knowing those skills, and they were all insecure at one time or another. And when you described about not being the loud one, I'm not naturally the loud one either. And considering what I do for a living, people might think, oh, she's really confident or whatever. But it's a gradual thing. But most of the time, it's been my job, so I've had to do it. Even though I didn't like it, or maybe I wasn't that comfortable, but I've had to be the person that's had to do it. But visibility can be having a blog, and there's a lot of talk at the moment around showing up faceless because there's so many reasons why women particularly want to be faceless, and you can have a faceless visibility, and I think that's really interesting as well. So for me, visibility is showing up how you feel comfortable and then moving on to what that looks like. And strangely for me, I find live much easier, and chatting like this, I find this much easier than recording on my own by myself to camera. And I'm more comfortable. You can turn it on live. I don't care how many thousands of people there are. If I'm chatting to someone else, I'm fine. And I kind of pop up like whack-a-mole in other people's groups and on other people's Instagram because if I'm chatting, I'm fine. But I'm not comfortable just sat by myself selling something or doing something. But I'm best with other people. But that's what I've discovered works for me, but it doesn't work for everyone. And it's just so interesting to explore the things that are useful for you. But well done you on doing the summits. So what did you do? Did you have to do live or did you do a pre-record or how did that look?
Yeah, I did do pre-recorded for
Good for
both of them.
you.
It
Yeah.
was the first one. So I mean, as you were just saying there, you kind of build up to things, don't you? So
Yeah.
yeah, so initially I just started just doing posts,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
social posts, and then like progressed on to other things. So yeah, so this time round they were both recorded.
Hmm.
Pre-recorded. One was around growing engaged communities, and the other was launching like a pro.
Yeah.
So, but I have set myself the target of next time that there will be a next time. I'm now going to be proactively looking to speak in other summits, and I'll do those live. Not on
Fantastic.
set.
Yeah.
That'll be a step.
Yeah. But honestly, it does get easier and you're on this podcast and it's not scripted and it's not edited.
You know.
And honestly, the more you just kind of forget. But it just fascinates me that everyone's individual journey.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone having had that experience on the summits? What advice would you give to someone who says, I hate promoting myself?
Um, the blunt advice I would give is you need to get over yourself. The nice advice I would give is that I hear you, I get you, I do understand that. But unfortunately, if you want the world to know who you are, if you want to be growing your business and to have people out there hearing what you offer and going, yes, that's exactly what I need, then unfortunately you have no choice but to get
Yeah.
there and promote. But like you say, Amanda, there's so many different ways of doing that. So yeah, if you're not comfy
Yeah.
going out there and doing the whole fanfare of lives and everything, that's fine. Just start small
Yeah.
and build up to it, as
Mm.
I've done.
Definitely. And I think if you're not comfortable, your audience will see it and you'll make them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse, I think, than seeing someone that's terrified and they're doing it. And if you see someone that's comfortable and that's so enthusiastic, you just get swept up in it, don't you? But
That,
also, people forget when you run your own business, you have to be your own sales director. You have to put yourself, I mean, you got to wear all the hats, but sales is your number one priority. And
yeah,
it amuses me sometimes that people think that, that there's a choice, but like you said, you kind of got to get over yourself and show up. It doesn't have to be all bells and whistles, but you've at least got to have some sort of a presence. So what's been the most surprising benefit then? So you showed up, you were dead brave. Did you find any benefits? So was the summit as did you make connections that you wanted to, or was it surprising? Did it work?
yeah, yeah. So I'm the first thing I realized when I first started showing up before I was doing the summits as well was I didn't die.
Yeah,
The world didn't explode around me. Like it was
you
I
didn't
was
get
so
struck by
terrified.
lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was so terrified of some huge horrific things going to happen by me going live and being a bit more visible. But it didn't happen. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Mhm.
Everyone kept doing what they were doing.
Mhm.
But yeah, the thing I have found, I do a lot of like online networking as well.
Yeah.
So not face to face. I've got too many family ties to do that. But yeah, I do a lot of online networking, and then these summits this month as well. And yeah, absolutely, you get leads. I've had lots of leads, and the leads have led in to work as well with some of the people. So
Amazing.
yeah, absolutely, it's 100%
Mhm.
worth doing. If you can
Amazing.
just take that step, it's
Mhm.
100% worth doing.
And the interesting thing is, that audience at the time doesn't know that you don't do this every day. They don't
No,
know that you don't show up and give the talk. And each little bit gets easier. But I think the minute you get that validation of, oh, leads and inquiries, then you think, haha, this works. And then I think that's what fuels it. But it is just so interesting just to see everyone else's journey. So do you have any confidence tricks, or is there anything that you would use to kind of get yourself psyched up?
no, not really. I think it is more. I just had to have a word with myself, like how badly do you want this business to work? Do you want it to work, or do you want to go back to employment? So I think it was just
That's
giving
brutal,
my
but I love it.
that's me, I'm afraid. Anyway, but yeah, I did. I just had to basically have that word with myself. It's like, do you want to do this? Do you want this to work? Or do you want it to fail? Go back into employment, not see your kids at school and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's my confidence, motivational speech to myself, really. Just get over it, do
Oh, I
it.
love that. So you're on this podcast now and you've done the summits. Um, do you feel, is there anything you're leaning towards? Mostly, do you feel like you might do lives on social media? Do you feel like you might do more podcasts? What do you think you might be most comfortable doing?
Yeah, I do like these podcasts. I think I'm probably the same as you with the live, unless I have somebody that I'm speaking to on the live.
Yeah.
I mean, I see other people. My business coach, she does lots of lives by herself as well, just talking to her audience.
Mm.
And people like that, I'm like hats off to, because my brain just totally empties and I haven't got a clue what I would say. So yeah, doing a live with somebody or doing more podcasts like this as well is, yeah, it's absolutely something I'm really enjoying doing it.
Mm.
And so yeah, I would like to get into more of.
It's brilliant fun because you can talk about the things that you're passionate about with someone that's genuinely interested, and
Yeah,
because it's your business, you could talk endlessly about it, and that's what I love. Just having a genuine chat with someone that's interested, and for
absolutely.
me, any that I've been on, it's just a nice opportunity to get to know other people. And podcasts, I just think, wow, people actually really do listen. And they don't just listen in the UK, they listen all over the world. So,
Global, absolutely. Yeah, I go on my walks every day, and I've got my earpods in, and I've got like somebody's podcast that I'm listening to as I go on the walk. Because yeah, it's fascinating, and you're with like-minded people as well, aren't you? When you're doing the podcast, recording them, you're with like-minded people.
yeah.
I mean, I sit at home, I'll talk to my husband or my oldest child or someone else in my family, and they're listening, but they don't get
Oh,
what you're
yeah.
doing. They don't understand it. So yeah, so it's chatting like this. It's
Mhm.
it's like coming home. You're just chatting to someone who
Yeah.
knows it.
Somebody once said to me, and I'm glad they did because it may help me to understand, the reason your family don't get it is because they're not your ideal client.
Exactly.
And I thought, oh, that's so interesting. So I can go and talk to my family and say, oh, this has happened and I'm doing this. And while they're going, yay, that's great. I'm like, they're totally underwhelmed. And I'm like, but this is amazing. Whereas I can speak to someone like you, or can go into my groups and everyone's like, oh, yay, that's great.
That's
But that
it.
is, as much as the family want to support you, they just don't get it. But it's lovely that they do. But that was explained to me, and I thought, I'm so grateful for that insight because now I don't feel so, what's the word? let down. Maybe that's not the
Yeah,
right word.
disappointed.
Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, wounded a little bit because you want them to be sort of, oh yeah, that's
that's
amazing, but they're never ever going to get it because they don't quite
no,
live in your shoes. But it's only people like us that absolutely get it. And a lot of people, for visibility as well, they're afraid of being judged, and they're funnily enough, a lot of people are afraid of being judged by their family
Mhm.
and colleagues and maybe strangers. And I got over that a long time ago because I just said to myself, you can scroll on or you don't have to listen, but the final thing, you don't pay my bills. So
That's it.
that's what
Exactly.
it
Yeah,
is. So
yeah. I'm the
yeah.
same.
Mm,
With friends and family. I like you say, like worried about being judged. Like who does she think she is doing this, that, and the other? And it's like I'm here. I
mm,
think I'm somebody who is earning a living. So as you say, pay my bills, put food on the table, look after my children. I don't get your business. You don't get my business.
yeah.
So
And you're
yeah,
doing it on your own terms, in your own way, and being able to be with your family exactly how you wanted to do it. And I think it's brilliant, and I think new businesses need to hear that message time and time again because I know I was in that position, and I don't even think podcast, that makes me sound really old. I was just about to say, I don't even think
it didn't
podcast was
exist.
around then. And honestly, I don't think it was. And I would have loved to have heard more stories like yours, to make me think, actually, I don't that this isn't the only path. You don't have to find a flexible employer, or you don't have to work part-time, or you don't have to give up your job. And to
Yeah,
hear stories like yours, well, actually, I can create my own world. I can create my own flexibility. I would
yeah.
have loved to have heard your story at certain points in my life. And it's amazing now, and I'm so pleased that other parents can hear it. And, in our world, we see lots and lots of those people, but I think it's great that they can tap into shared experiences, lived experiences, and this is what happens. But it's not easy. It is hard work. You do have to have a word with yourself on a daily basis and do all the things. But it's very rewarding. And when you put the hard work in, it is rewarded. And it doesn't come as quickly as you think, but it does come. And I think that's what I like most about it. The growth does come, but you can't just sort of do two weeks and think, oh, it's not working. It's got to
No.
come a little bit more. So tell me a bit about your community and launch strategy. So you do that for clients. What does
Yeah.
that look like?
Yeah. Okay. So the community side of it is basically helping them grow, not just grow the communities, but also making them engaged as well, because it's kind of twofold. It's one thing getting people into your online community, but once they're there and they're kind of like, okay, what now?
Yeah.
You you also have to keep them engaged and give them a reason to want to stay in the community as well. So yeah, so it's supporting it's one helping clients do that in the first place, get people in, and also helping them plan what they can do within the community to keep people in. And then I also support them with the back end of it, not the tech side, but like the running, the managing the community as well. So keeping that engagement going, helping them with their lives and any guest experts that they have come in, Q&As and what have you. And then the launch side, again, it's helping clients. So it can be anything. So it can be you with your podcast. It can be somebody who's got a new membership or a program or a course, a book, literally anything new that somebody wants to offer to the world. I come in, I can help you with the planning of the launch, or I can do like the launch management side. So it's basically like a project manager. I'll oversee your plans, oversee them all. So from the start of the launch all the way through the launch to the end of it, and we'll kind of like analyze together what went well, what didn't go well, what we could maybe build on and tweak for next time round. So yeah, just the whole shebang.
Sounds incredible. Sounds really useful. And I know how hard engagement is, and I know how hard launching is. So it's a pretty amazing skill to have. So I'm sure you'll be very much in demand. So where can we find more about you online?
Okay, so yeah, so I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere. I have my website, which is csbusinesssupport.co.uk. You can find me on Instagram under CS Business Support. You can find me on LinkedIn, just as my name, Carol Searle. And then you can also find me with my business page on Facebook, which is Carol Searle Community and Launch Strategist. So yeah,
Amazing. I
all
will
over.
put all those links in the show notes. But thank you so much for joining me, Carol. I've loved our chat. It's been amazing, and I've just loved your story. And I'm so pleased that you've managed to create this environment for yourself on your terms. I think it's absolutely amazing, and it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having me, Amanda. I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.